Hi, my name is Jamise Parks and this is my model Mariah, and we are going to do a simple soft glam. I already have her skin prep, her brow ready, and we're just going to get right into the look. So we're going to start with Mariah's brows. I'm going to take a clean spoolie brush and I'm just going to brush her brows to see where I need to add any type of product. She already naturally has a really great brow, so we're just going to accentuate naturally what she has. So you see here how the hair is growing in. So I'm just going to do very light strokes, like very natural strokes to naturally fill in her brow. So I'm going to use a cool tone brown, chin up just a little bit. And I'm going to build very lightly in the direction that her brows grow. Always use my clean spoolie to clean up the brush strokes. So I just took my neutral cool tone brown brow pencil and I'm lightly filling it in, very lightly in the direction that the hair grows. So now I'm going to take a concealer that is her skin tone, nothing lighter, nothing too dark, and I'm just going to shape the hair to make it a little bit more defined and precise, very lightly with a synthetic hair angle brush. I'm going to avoid using too much product in the front of the brow because I still want it to look very natural and to accentuate her natural eye shape. I'm dragging the product down because I will be using the concealer as an eyeshadow base for the soft glam look. Now using the concealer, I'm taking a dual fiber brush, close, and I'm going to buff it very lightly all over her eyelid, and this is going to act as an eyeshadow primer. I'm making sure I'm blending the product in very lightly and all the way through to avoid creasing. So we're going to achieve this soft glam look that I did on one eye with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette, one of my favorites. And the color that I'm going to incorporate is Eden. So I'm going to take a blending brush, dust off the excess, close. And I love to start right here in the corner because this is where most of my color, I wanted to really saturate and build here in circular motions and windshield wiper motions. Blending the color out very lightly, using everything on my brush before I double dip into more product. I really want this to be a soft wash of color to really open up the eye. This is a really lovely peach terracotta color that really brings out Mariah's skin tone and really opens up her eye. So I'm utilizing everything on my brush first, and I love to dust the excess off constantly just to move the product that is already on the eye. Now I'm going to take a smaller blending brush and I'm going to incorporate parallel into the crease. Close. So I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to pack the color very lightly because I want the more saturated color to sit right there. And then I'm going to blend outwards, inwards, and very lightly toward the brow. Very seamless. So once I have enough of my color there, I love to dust the excess off. And then that's when I go into the blending. Really focusing my hands with 3 fingers, very loose with the pinky. That way I'm using less pressure. Circular motions, and I'm fanning inward and outward. Open. So we have that color base there. Still the same blending brush that I use for a transition color. I love to go over it to make sure everything is soft and seamless. And the 2 base colors are tied together and they're blended. They're very in a relationship with each other. That's what we want. So it's a much softer application. So taking a flat brush, I'm going to incorporate Unity as her base color on the eyelid. So I'm going to pack the color in very lightly to really open up Mariah's eye. Close. You want to be very soft with your application, especially if you do your skin first, just so you have very minimum to no fallout. And what's good about this palette is it has very little fallout, especially if you dust properly. Using my same blending brush for her transitional color. Close. I love to fuse at the top and blend that base color toward that chocolate brown so they all blend very lightly with each other. Open. Great. So taking a flat brush, I'm going to incorporate parallel, the crease color right underneath the eye, just add a little definition. Look up for me and blink if you need to. I'm going to press very lightly. Use a very light hand to avoid fallout, because you do want the look to be soft, because you want to keep it a very soft glam. Nothing too strong of lines. And with the clean blending brush, I'd love to diffuse the color underneath. It's just moving the product around. Beautiful. And with my pencil brush, I am going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter, and I'm going to incorporate this color into Mariah's tear duct. It's really going to open up that eye, give her a nice little gleam with the matte look. So I'm just going to press the product very lightly, because like I said, it's all about application to avoid so much fallout. When you apply very little product, you can definitely manipulate and fix If you apply too much product, it's really hard to go back in to fix. So start off with a little and then gradually build more if you need more. Beautiful. Open that eye to really build that parallel chocolate brown color we use at the bottom. Beautiful. So now I'm going to warm up Mariah's skin with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit in Havana. I'm taking a big fluffy brush and I'm just going to lightly sweep and accentuate her cheekbones, going down toward her neck, very lightly in the chin, just to give her skin a little warmth, a little dimension to the face. Across the forehead, very lightly. I'm using a fluffier brush to diffuse the color so it's not so strong and saturated. And I'm going in circular motions very lightly. Her skin is still very hydrated. So if I ever feel like I needed to diffuse and move something, I just take my finger and blend very lightly. Don't forget the neck and the ears. That is still a part of your makeup application. So this is how I love to incorporate my highlight and contour. I start off with a nice bronzer, whether it's warm or cool, depending on my client's skin tone. And now I'm just gonna go in with a little contour. I'm gonna incorporate fawn in the contour, and I'm gonna use a fluffier brush, but it's a little bit more dense, just to add a little bit more dimension into the face. Chin up and turn a little bit that way for me. So I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna saturate more color toward the back, and it's gonna diffuse and get lighter. I don't want to go too close to the mouth because it's just going to give you the illusion that the face is going down. So I'm only going to stop right here at the apples of her cheeks. Smile. So it just focuses right there. I never want to go too far to the mouth. You can relax. If you need more, you can apply more. Mariah loves bronzer and contour, so I'm definitely going to incorporate a little bit more. Whatever's on my brush, I love to utilize it toward the neck as well. Never forget the neck and the ear area. So all the tones throughout the entire face are cohesive down toward the neck and her ear as well. Turn that way for me. I'm still utilizing fawn, saturating more color toward the ear, and it's diffusing very lightly, and I stop right here at the apples of the cheek to accentuate the bone. The whole purpose of contouring is to accentuate that bone, not to bring it down toward the mouth. So I'm taking a clean blending brush and fawn, and I'm going to lightly contour her nose. I'm going to start here underneath the brow so the colors merge together, and diffuse it very softly and really round out the end of her nose just to make it a little bit more sleek and smooth. Very little pressure on your brush because you do want it to be soft and natural. I'm bringing more of the color toward the brow and right here toward the end of the nose. I don't want so much color right here because her nose is already very slim, so I don't want it to look smaller than what it is in that particular area. So I really want to focus the color down here the most, very lightly. Start at the brow, merging very softly with the shadows, very lightly, and then focus more color toward the end of the nose. So I'm still using Fawn in my contour kit, very lightly. So now I'm going to highlight with the Amrezy Anastasia palette. And with us prior hydrating Mariah's skin, I'm not going to focus any highlight products in the center of the face. I'm only going to focus to accentuate this cheekbone. And I'm going to add a little bit right here in the Cupid's bow just to really add a little bit more fullness to the natural lip color that we're going to incorporate later. So chin up and look that way for me. So I'm just going to dust very lightly, because I want a wash of color. You don't want to see when the highlight starts or begins. So I'm using a wash of color. Very lightly, as so. Forward and turn this way for me. Repeat on the other side very lightly. For the Cupid's bow, I'm going to use the same pencil brush I incorporated earlier in her tear duct, and I'm just going to dust very lightly. And then I'm going to go over with my fingers just to softly diffuse it. Thank you so much, you guys. Here is the completed look, the Soft-Glam on my beautiful model, Mariah. Thank you so much for your consideration and your time. I hope you guys love this video. Thanks so much.